Hi Hasini, welcome on the Growing Professional Show. So glad to see you on the screen with me. As I was sharing with you, like recently I came across your profile, and the first thing that came in my mind was how a 13-year-old can do so much. Like three-time TEDx speaker, writing articles for the Hindu, and like supporting government, and has been recognized by Vice President of India. You have done so much. I'm excited to know how it started and how it's going.
Well, definitely. First of all, thanks for the opportunity. I'm very, very glad to be here, and I hope people find the story or the profile interesting in as well. I study in Chetnad Ashram, currently pursuing my ninth grade. Um, Thanks for the cute introduction. Well, how it all started is that I've always been this vibrant kid, who's never silent, let's say, who's never anxious about anything, who never had stage fear, who's a bold personality who can speak with anybody without any shy or any kind of stepping back or feeling insecure about it. I say that's how it initially started. I was too much into public speaking, and I've always considered it to be one of the biggest motivations I've wanted to have. And whenever I feel depressed, the immediate thing which I do is, take a random topic, speak about it. And back then, I had this phone, which was the old phone of my dad. It was an iPhone 4S, so I used to record in it and stuff. That's typically how it was, and I used to listen to talks of people, Ted, Gaurav Gopal Das, Sujit Sir, who's my very first inspiration. Lockdown occurred, and I was depressed, very much depressed, as I was a child who interacts with everybody, and when lockdown is there, I can't really meet anyone, even though I had a phone, I had a laptop, I can make a Zoom call, meet a person, talk with them. I just felt like it's not going to happen the same way it happened before. I just, stuck onto this belief for such long time. And the only choice I had, even my schools weren't there on that time. Like, there's a different procedure in our school where they just shut down the whole March. We start in April and we have again summer holidays in May and then June again. So March was like the whole holiday period for me, and that's when typically the lockdown occurred. So the only choice I had is Netflix, actually. So I was just too much into Netflix, and I just finally realized that I was bored and I had nothing to watch after a week. I literally watched every single series which was there on Netflix. And then another option which I had was my dad. So whenever I am in eager search for any, whenever I'm in hunt of ideas, or whenever I have an idea as well, whenever I want to execute something, the first person I go to is my dad, because I know that he has one, he has better ideas than what I have. He has an execution plan, and he is pretty much a guide as to how I should carry it forward. So I go to my dad saying that, Papa, I'm bored. I want to do something productive, something which I can personally learn from, maybe. So that's when my dad was like, okay, do something for Father's Day. Randomly, and we came with this small project where we started interviewing children, surprise their fathers on Father's Day. So we pretty much documented these videos, edited them, and sent to their fathers on Father's Day. First, I started interviewing my cousin. Then I went on with my dad's friends' children. Then I started just interviewing random people. This evaluation, like, just stating it, somewhere to nowhere is, that's when I typically realized that I broke my very own beliefs. You can interact with people virtually as well.
Yes.
Right? Even faster, even quicker, even efficiently, as well as that, even though you might miss that bit of personal touch, I just feel like I can connect with the person who's sitting in America with different time zones just in a second. So after realizing that, I was like, just put it all together. Me wanting to be a very good public speaker and inspiration, interacting with people, doing something productively to be a change maker, everything. And the only idea, which was the very first idea which brought down into my mind, was interviewing young achievers.
Great.
I just found it really fascinating because I thought these people might help the hidden talents out there push up their talents and showcase it to the outer world. So I pretty much started interviewing young children who achieved at a young age. As far as per search, I've interviewed about 100 plus of them, and that's my story.
100
So
people.
that's how it typically started. Yeah, it's been
It's a
about 2
milestone.
years.
Yeah.
1.5.
Like in 1.5 years.
Yeah.
That's great. Great achievement, I would say. Okay, so
Thank
that's how it started. And how came the Hindu? Like you also write for the Hindu. Like I have seen that. So like you're writing columns for them regularly, and like how this opportunity came across, or you approached them, and how it went on.
Well, yeah, of course, I approached them because the only thing which I realized that just interviewing and showcasing it on YouTube isn't just going to be enough. So I wanted to take it up to the next level to reach more audience, to create a social impact, and to pass on a good message. Writing again, I loved writing as well. Literature, anything with literature, it's me. So I mean, I'm so down for it. So writing again, I wasn't that wise in writing. Maybe speaking is my pace, but then writing has always been an art of mine, which not many people knew about me. So I sent one or two articles for the Hindu. They were super okay with it. And that's typically how I got the opportunity. Um, I write for the Hindu in school edition, which is for teens especially. Every week, I write about one young achiever. So it will more or less be like a conversation themed article. And for now, I've written about 60 plus articles. And it's exactly 1 year and 2 to 3 months hence
That's
that.
great. That's
So yeah.
wonderful. So basically, like
Thank
you are covering the same story that you covered on your podcast, and you are reproducing it in a text format.
you. Yep.
Great,
Exactly.
great. So how you reached out to them? Because reaching out to the print like the Hindu is like it takes quite a confidence and it takes quite a patience to
Yeah.
hear back from them. So how like
Uh,
you like figured out the best way possible?
well, I figured out that if I have to become a true entrepreneur, that's I just find entrepreneurship fascinating. LinkedIn is the best platform because through friend suggestions and people around me, just create a LinkedIn profile. It might just work out best. Today it's been about 1 year exactly. I guess I have about 10,000 connections as such. So LinkedIn was a platform which helped me a lot to reach out to people. We just not even the people whom I interview, even opportunities which I cherish today, which I am so grateful for. Most of it is through LinkedIn. So that's how I was able to find a contact of an editor through LinkedIn, and then I pitched if I can actually write for the Hindu, and I was okay with it, even if I get, Hindu wasn't actually ready to give this opportunity to me because it's a huge newspaper. If you already know about it, if you live in India, you might know it. And they weren't actually ready to give this huge responsibility to a 13-year-old. But then I think eventually after 2 to 3 tries, they were ready to give the opportunity. It went on well for the first 3 to 4 months, and then eventually I built on this trust, I guess. Now it's going pretty good. So,
Great,
yeah.
great. So all to like you, it's not like somebody introduced you. You were the like action taker. You approached themselves. You
Yeah.
found out them. I
Yeah.
really appreciate. I really appreciate.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
then going to TEDx. Next step was going to TEDx because like
Oh,
people
yeah.
at the age of 25, 30 start thinking about like watching TEDx videos taking some inspiration, and you are 13-year-old and 3-time Tedx speaker. What an achievement! So how you got this opportunity, and like what motivated you?
Okay, well, first off, it has been my dream since fifth grade. Like, if any good speaker, if you're too much into literature and speaking, you already know that TED is the platform, right? So, yeah, I've been looking up the TED so far, and this was like pretty much about 6 to 7 months. That's me into the field of YouTubing and interviewing, hosting, me writing for the Hindu as well. Um, so I did a session in a school, that's KRM Public School, and I eventually figured out the day to TEDs as well. So I pitched on to the principal. I mean, I asked him if I can get an opportunity maybe. But initially, it was just to the school students who study in that school. I don't belong to that school. I belong to CB, Chetna to the ashram. So I asked if I can actually do it, maybe if I can have an opportunity. They were super okay with it, like super okay with it. I was so much encouraged into doing it, and that's how my first TED happened in April 2021. Very much happy about it. My second TED, yes, in 2022, Jan, actually, in CIT. So CIT actually supports the organization as supporters and sponsors. So this opportunity was pitched on to me only. But then again, I was of course ready to accept it. The topic was about climate change. The second TED. The first TED was first step to conquer. That's a success story of a person, how they're supposed to take it forward. Why is the first step the most difficult and important step which you should choose in your life? So that was the first theme of my topic of the first TED which I did. Second, as I mentioned, was climate change. As I'm a social activist, I spoke about I change the climate change. So this was my topic. Third TED is another yet venture. I traveled to Hyderabad all alone by myself from Chennai. Um, it was in a college, GRIT. I did my TED, my third TED there. The theme was metonia, which is a Greek word which meant a change in one's life after a thought. So this was the thought to change my life. For things to change, I must change first. So this was my theme. So it has been an adventure, and to be very frank, I'm never shy or nervous, or I don't have this anxiety as to stage here and stuff. But whenever I do TEDs, I've always noticed myself having butterflies in my stomach, being so nervous, and figuring out why. I just realized that Hasni, you've been doing this for so long, and I mean, you've been wanting to do this for so long, and when you finally do it, you're just so proud and glad that you're actually able to do it. Yeah, so that was a proud moment. But I'm really glad that I did this.
So you traveled solo? Nobody was with you from Chennai to Hyderabad? Great.
Actually, my dad was already there in Hyderabad. He went. It was an official trip from work, so he was already there in Hyderabad. So I traveled alone, just my travel. Then after on, my dad was there.
Taking care. Perfect. Super glad. Super glad. Great. And you were talking about youth empowerment. You also like do some projects related to youth empowerment. And the one more thing you mentioned was about ICDS. So what exactly you do over there, and like what are the like mission you are supporting to?
Okay, cool, wonderful. So youth empowerment is something which I genuinely realize is what India needs today. Because when you look up on it, Indians are the even though they aren't the power resource totally, but then I would say that they are the idea based. I would say, they have so many ideas, so many strategies, plans, and solutions to, the hugest problems which you can even think of. So, and I also realized that all children have so many knowledge and talents as to even which can be one of the biggest solutions to a future occurring problem as well. So I did some surveys, of course. I did too many homeworks, researches. Finally figured out that it is the need of the heart. It could be the need of the heart, and if we were able to perform youth empowerment, India, economic wise, of course, population wise, it's very much high, and it can be one of the strategies as well. Using that, you can bring in new ideas, new technologies, new improvements to the country. Eventually, through the course of the years. So, how I do it is just that everyone has talents, most just remain to be hidden talents. So I just wanted to ignite that little bit of fire in them. And of course, eventually they would turn up into a star burning out. But then igniting that fire is going to take a lot of responsibility, and the person who's going to do it is definitely going to be, will have to put in a lot of effort. And interviewing these people, that's children who've achieved at a young age, I thought that might be a great motivation for the other people out there, because their stories again are yet amazing. So they really made me the person whom I am today. And I definitely think that this has to reach out to more new people. So that's typically how I work on youth empowerment. And yes, I do a lot of sessions and seminars in schools, colleges, and forums. I've interacted with about 2 lakh youth across the year. So that's pretty much it about what am doing, working towards youth empowerment as a social activist. Um, ICDS, okay. So this is a government scheme, Integrated Child Development Services. So I'll first tell about the scheme. So the scheme basically works towards providing nutrition for adolescent girls, for 0 to 6 children, and to their mothers. As a nutritional ambassador for the state, what I do is I use social media as a platform. As far as for now, this is how we've been working. Of course, in future we might do it offline and as well. But then for now, we use YouTube. I call upon an expert, a professional, be it a nutritionist or whatever the theme for that particular week is. We address taboo topics for the most part, which people are not really comfortable talking about, and of course it's nutritional theme. Be it a nutritionist, a sports person, we've done a lot. We've done about 10 sessions so far. And apart from that, that's, I guess, we're trying to reach out to more new people right now. Now I am connected with the Sahodya schools, which, most of the CBSE schools, that's every CBSE school in Chennai comes under Sahodya schools. So, most of the students watch the live, and Hindu Tamil Sai has partnered up with us as media partners. We have the Young Indians, the YI chapters from about 9 districts who are joining. That's the progress so far. As far as for such, I've had a nutritionist on board who joins with me every week, Dr. Kaushalya Nathan, who is very much well known in the industry. We had a psychologist, we had good touch, bad touch, so we had a child psychologist, and then we had a differentiation between tampons, pads, menstrual cups, and other products which are available in the market. And I had a sports person on board, an international basketball player, Shree M, who shared her experience as to how she handles periods in her travel and during her matches and play stuff. So that's pretty much
Really interesting. Really interesting. So you're doing so much. So the next question coming is in my mind is how you manage the time for all this. Like you have your studies and you have all these so many activities, not one but so many activities. How you manage your time?
Well, again, yet another common question which most of us get asked about. I myself don't know. First of all, I am the only person here who's 30 and who's into entrepreneurship. This isn't new to me, right? Because I've interviewed about 100 plus of them. So I myself don't know how I manage time. When I feel like doing it, I just do it. I know when I have to study and when I have to work, and also when I have to take a break, I will. Because if I push myself too much, then I will start hating the work I do. And I never want that to happen. So when I'm like too tired, I know to stop. I have to stop. And then I take a break. Maybe I just step away from it for 2 to 3 days, and I get back to the work and start doing the progress. Um, I've been sitting for about 2 o'clock in the morning, typing out an article, studying as well. But this scheduling timetables and everything, just scheduling every single minute of my life hasn't just really worked out to me personally. So I'm just a person who goes with the flow generally. Typically, like, I come home. I've been having offline schools for the past 1 month. Now I'm in my summer vacation, but in April I did. So I used to come home, and then I used to do the first step work first, because I personally prefer studying in the night. I just don't know why. Don't do this, okay? Like, just don't do this. This just worked out for me the best. But people always say to study in the morning. That might work out for you, but not for me personally. Studying in night just helps me a lot somehow. So yeah, I personally prefer doing all my homework and tasks in the night. And I have a team. Thankful for that and grateful for them always, because we all take turns as and such. I have writers, people who handle social media, people who edit, who are all teams. So more or less, they are also the same situation as I am, and they also have responsibilities. So it's going good. I never know if it will be worse in the future or better.
No,
I'm open
Hasini,
for it. So
I'm
yeah.
110% sure. Like you will glow like a star. You will shine like a star. Like because at this age, you are not only doing yourself, you're also having a team, and you're also teaching them how to do something specifically and perfectly. And handling people is the most difficult task in the world. And you're doing it, and you're doing it and learning it at this age. I really appreciate. I'm
Thank you.
pretty sure you have a very bright future. And
Thank you so
one
much.
more indication of your bright future is you wrote your book, and you authored your book, and it has been like appreciated by vice president. So I saw your picture with Mr. Venkaiah Naidu as well. So like how it happened, you documented all the stories.
Yeah.
You documented all the stories
Not
in form of a
not
book. Okay.
yeah. Not all the stories. Well, that was the most difficult task. Because I find all the 100 stories very much inspirational. But picking out 25 in them, so I only feature 25 people in the book, was a huge task. So the stories are too inspiring, first of all these 25 stories will definitely create an impact in the society. So that was the main criteria as to how I chose it. So finding publisher was the next task, but then I didn't find it that difficult again. I pitched out to 2 to 3 publishers, and Emerald Publishers was the one who supported us. I just sent one chapter. That's one writing about a person. He was so down to earth, open to publish it, just that what he was like, just continue it, set it up, and we'll be so glad to publish it. So we are planning to do this on the Chennai Book Fair. I'm not sure if you're aware about it. So every year, this happens in YMCA. So people who live in Tamil Nadu might know this. So there is pretty much all the books, every book which you can literally find in the world, you will find it there. So we're planning to do it on Chennai Book Fair. It was supposed to happen on Pongal. That's I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
you
I
know
know
Pongal.
Pongal, obviously.
Yeah. Around Jan that time. But then lockdown. It was like this. That's when the Omicron and stuff were going around, and the government closed this thing as to the book fair wouldn't be happening at this particular time, maybe in May or during the summer
June.
vacations. But then they again planned it on Feb 16th to March. First, I'm not sure about the dates, but then till March. And luckily we got a date. to publish the book on YMCA on Chennai Book Fair. All the miracles, the turning points happened just 3 weeks before the book could launch. So we made changes until the third day, I guess, until the third day when the book was getting published. The very first week, I was able to connect with the DGP of Tamil Nadu, Director General of Police, Sailendra Babu Sir. He gave a forward, and we got forwards from huge personalities. People who are ruling the entrepreneurial industry today. They were also present in the book launch. Sujit Sir, Kumaravel Uncle, who's the founder of Naturals, Matram Foundation, Sivakumar Sir, who's the founder of, who's the CEO of Tansim, and so many other personalities. So, and again, we met the vice president of India twice, one officially, one unofficially. Unofficially, that's when we got the forward from him. So, getting a forward from the vice president of India is a huge task.
Obviously.
Yeah, I have to travel to Delhi. I have to submit my book. I'll have to, get the permission of the officials that there shouldn't be any confidential documents in the book because the forward will contain the signature of the Vice President of India again. So there shouldn't be any confidential thing in the book. So it will at least minimum take about 7 days at least. But then I got it in 1.5 days. So I'm very grateful for that to the secretary. Thank you. So and then he also published this in his Twitter. So yeah, that's typically how it happened. And now recently, 2 weeks ago, I met him in Raj Bhavan. Glad that the first printing edition has almost published about 2,000 plus books. Most of it is sold out. So we're going for the second printing right now, edition 2. That's not the second part of the book, but then the second printing stage. So again, we're changing the picture. So yeah, glad about that.
Great. So wonderful. So wonderful. So how you reached out to them? Again through LinkedIn, you reached out to the secretary, or like through other contacts you found out?
Again, this is entrepreneurship here, connections. So I made a connect. We made another connect with the person, and then that person know the secretary of the vice president of India. That's how we pretty much got the opportunity. We met them.
Really great. So basically, it's not like a ready-made path is there for you. You are creating your own path towards the success and being an entrepreneur.
Most of it.
Most of that.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
So how
you don't have a choice.
Actually,
not all.
Actually, so definitely your parents are very supportive, and very, as you said, like your dad is your first mentor. He gives you the direction. Whenever you have a plan, you have an idea. He has an execution plan for it. So really appreciate him. And I'll be like, I have learned so much from you and your dad as well. Like how a dad should be, because as I shared, like I'm a new dad now, so I have learned a lot more things, like how we should take care of our kids. Great. So we are towards the end of the session. It was really interesting. So any specific message you want to give, because you have captured so many stories from the youth, and what will be your message to the youth and teenagers and the students of the country?
Well, everything in this world happens twice. First, you construct everything on your mind, and then you plan as to how you want to do it. But the actual question is how you face the reality and do you actually execute it. All of us have talents. All of us have so much neurology as well. We have so much ideas which we want to develop and bring it on to the world. But then we scared. We have anxiety towards if this will work out. Just don't think too much, okay? Because I definitely feel like there are too many opportunities for today's youth. There are people who are supporting today's youth. There are people who neglect this as well, but then there are people who are ready to support you for the most part. So even if you're surrounded with people who are not ready to accept the work you do, prove yourself, right? I am pretty sure you'll be able to do that. And there are too many distractions in this world of tech, of course. So it depends on you whether if you want to carry along with a particular belief or to believe. So beliefs are meant to either be broken or to be carried away. So you choose as to what you want to do. Both are right. And yeah, choose the right path because choices have consequences. If you choose the right path, you'll be the one facing the glad consequences. And if you have to choose the right path, knowingly or unknowingly, you will be the one suffering end of the day. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't want to give any advices, just want to share what I've learned and realized for the past 1.5 years. And I hope that really helped you. Thanks for the opportunity.
And this is a greatest advice like one can receive, like
Thanks.
believing in yourself, thinking like believing in yourself, and then proving yourself. Like if somebody is not giving you opportunity, prove yourself and they will welcome you with a red carpet. Great.
Definitely.
So thank you so much, Hasini, so
Thank
for
you
your
for
valuable
having
time.
me.
It was really interesting and engaging discussing with you and hearing from you. Like
Thank
your voice is very good, your ideas are great, and you
you.
have achieved so
Thank
much.
you.
So really loved connecting with you. Thank you so much for being
Thanks.
here. Thank you so much, audience. I'm pretty sure you would have learned so much in this 40-minute session. And like if you have like listened this to if you have reached here, so I'll be glad like if you can connect to Hasini on LinkedIn and you follow her YouTube channel. You will find the link of YouTube channel somewhere here, and the link of her YouTube or YouTube also in description section, and LinkedIn link also in description section. Do follow her because this is just a 40-minute session and you have learned so much. And if you get connected with her for the lifetime, it will be a long term learning for all of you.
I
Thank
would
you so
love
much.
to. I would love to. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hasini. Thank you so much, audience, for being here with us. Thank you so much.